In this video tutorial I will show you how to make the retopology of a sculpted human head. For this I will copy the good topology of another model by projecting loops, edges and vertices over our model. Due to this process it is possible to later mix with models that have the same topology as, for example, Suzanne, the monkey from Blender 3D. So let's get started. First I will append a model with a good topology, a woman head. I will make a copy and hide it for later use. We will first align the models. Shift and select Align X, Y, and Z. I select the woman head and select Object Properties. I go to the Viewport display box and from the display menu I select Wire to see the wire over the man head, the object to be processed. I move and position the wire as accurately as possible over our model so that it wraps every inch. I hide the wireframe of our model so as not to confuse us. I enter Sculpt Mode and I will use its tools from now on. What is needed at the beginning is to overlap the details of the two models as well as possible. Our wireframe must cover our model as closely as possible. Let's see now what our wireframe looks like. We already have another model. But that was not our goal. Let's go further. We will use Shrink Wrap modifier on our wireframe model. For the target, I select the man head from inside. As you can see, it does not look good in areas with details. I will use a lot Sculpt Draw brush and Grab brush to move the geometry as close as possible to the surface of the target model, if possible a little below the surface. In order to work, we must have the display modifier turned off. But to see the results, we will activate it from time to time. We need to move the lines as close as possible to their optimal position. Check the result frequently by turning on and off the display modifier button. In the ear, because there are many complicated details, and because the geometry did not overlap perfectly with the shape of the target model, there are many places where the result does not look good at all. And that's why we have to work a little harder. I could leave the ear as it is now, so that I can fix it later without shrink wrap, working in Sculpt Mode, and I would finish the job faster. But I will use the opportunity to better exemplify the technique just because it is harder here. What we need to do is wrap the shape of the ear as closely as possible with the geometry of the wireframe. We have to sync lines, if possible, just a little below the surface model or to be barely noticeable. We need to check the result frequently and adjust the wireframe further. I frequently use the Slide Relax brush to do just that, to move the lines to the right position. And, frequently, by pressing Shift key, I activate Smooth Brush to smooth the geometry. Now I apply shrink wrap modifier to get an intermediate result as similar as possible to our target model, and to use it as a starting point for final finishes. Let's use shrink wrap modifier again. If you try to work with shrink wrap display modifier activated, you get strange results. The geometry deforms a lot. Now let's check our work. We have two perfectly identical models, but the new one has a good topology. Let's now look at the copy of the woman's original head. Having the same starting base mesh but different shapes, it is possible to mix these shapes and others created on other occasions from the same base mesh. Here is Suzanne the monkey from Blender 3D on which I applied the same retopology technique presented here. And that's why these mixes are possible.